Some of the questions that I've been asked by new and expecting moms when I work with them are things like, I've had PMS really badly for so long. Does that mean that I'm going to have, mood changes and stuff like that after I have a baby? Or I have a family history of depression and anxiety. Does that mean I'm going to have postpartum depression or baby blues? Or, sometimes I do see moms in their postnatal times and they just say to me, how long am I going to be crying for? So, baby blues happen to 80% of women who deliver babies. It's quite a common occurrence. And I too was curious when I was pregnant with my first. I wonder, what I was going to feel like after I have my first baby. And I think that's a really common and fair question to ask. And then before I had my second baby, I was so worried that I would feel the same way as I did after I had my first baby. But rest assured, every postnatal experience is different, just like every birth is different. So as I said, baby blues happen um, for 80% of women who have babies. And what it means and what it feels like is, feeling more emotionally vulnerable, more teary, more irritable. But it doesn't stop your ability to care for your baby, to eat nourishing foods, to sleep and rest when you're able to as a new mom. So all of those activities are pretty much stay status quo, but you do feel more vulnerable and emotional, and as I said, teary or irritable as well, and some, a little bit of anxiety. I remember after having my second, I just started bursting out into tears because my oldest child, didn't want to read a book with me. And it was just because she wanted to color instead. But I took it to heart and it really made me quite emotional. And then again, a few days later when my in-laws called us at dinner time to see how the new baby was, and they called us over Skype. And I burst into tears then for no apparent reason at all. And all I could think of in my head is, I can't wait till 14 days postpartum, because baby blues usually last from day 3 or 4 when those pregnancy hormones drop drastically to about 2 weeks into your postnatal journey. So for me, day 11, it was like the flick of a switch. And I felt better gradually after that time to a point where I forgot it actually happened. So baby blues does happen to the best of us. 80% of us will experience it. And the things that you can do during those times is lots of skin to skin with your new baby, breastfeeding that allows a flow of oxytocin, which can soften that experience a little bit for you. So oxytocin, that love hormone, it actually helps us decrease some of our anxieties and all those emotions that are so heightened after having a baby. So that softens it a bit and just makes that experience a little bit easier. So lots of skin to skin with your baby, lots of breastfeeding, and also lots of rest and, nourishing yourself. Also having, your closest supports, your partner, whoever is there to care for you, to also care for you on an emotional level. So someone that you can speak to about how you're feeling, deliberate about, your birth experience, and all those avenues to just let go of some of those heightened emotions are certainly going to be helpful. And then your supports can also be there for you to just watch out for, what's going on with your emotions, just to make sure that things kind of peter off after 2 weeks and don't heighten after 2 weeks. So that's something else that we're going to talk about in a future video, is what happens if these sort of baby blue symptoms escalate and become more severe and don't stop at that 2 week mark. So then we're talking about more of a postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety situation, but we will cover that on the next video. For now, baby blues, keep that little baby close. Enjoy those snuggles, breastfeeding, your closest supports near you, and it's just a little blip in time, and before you know it, you're going to be feeling better. Okay, take care for now. We'll talk on the next video. Bye.